Hello, my name is Michelle Aranda. This is my oral presentation for our internship class of the fall semester. I was going to make a presentation, but I feel like it's easier for me to talk and like speak freely rather than be like this and this based off of this. So I decided to just talk, just me to you. And I do have my laptop here as a form of comfort and as a form of just like reading the questions that we have to answer and have presented to us. So just to start, to get straight into it, our first question is how the professional field experience was related to kinesiology and the course you have taken. I was a student intern at De Anza College, where the sweater is from. It's a junior college in Cupertino, San Jose area, and I was the shadow, I guess, of one of their head athletic trainer. And I would strongly say that a lot of the things that I've learned in my kinesiology classes have helped me kind of connect and develop when it comes to treating athletes and creating rehab programs and just things related to the athletic training field. To give a couple examples, my favorite class in kin as a whole, and as of right now, and even at East Bay or anywhere I've gone to school, I've gone to 3 different schools. Biomechanics. Biomechanics was the time of my life. I feel like it really helped me develop the foundation to the athletic training world, to the kinesiology world in general, because we talked about body movement and the way body moves and just different aspects of the body and things that had nothing to do with anything, but I still learned and loved to learn about, and math and torque and just a bunch of stuff. To give you some examples, one of my favorite subject in biomechanics was learning about the vestibular system, the somatosensory system, because I was able to use that when working on patients in rehab and understanding like joint movement and especially patients with concussions, who those systems matter with your balance, because concussions and balance, everything is connected, right? So those, being able to connect my experience physically to that is something that I haven't been able to do until this moment, because it's something I learned and then was able to fit into something I was doing. I would say the same thing with, I'm in an elective class called Teaching Fitness and Self-Defense. We learn a lot about, like, obviously, like, self-defense. We had a swimming unit, we had just a whole bunch of stuff. It's really like hands-on things, but a lot of what the class had and our teacher had us do was understanding how to teach and how to speak to people and how to incorporate teaching and being professional into a field like this. Obviously, the class was very teacher focused, like PE teacher focused or college teacher focused, but I feel like that class has helped me learn how to speak respectfully and professionally to people, especially to athletes and especially to, I don't want to say coworkers, but to like other interns and to people who are above me, to directors when there's a problem or when I need like consulting or whatever the case may be. That both of those classes together, and of course everything else in the mix, has helped me. But my classes and this athletic training internship have really like mended my knowledge and real field practice. Our second question is how the professional field experience will help towards your career goals. So I do aspire to be an athletic trainer. I've always had this like idea or like dream of it since I was pretty late, but a senior in high school. I did like sports medicine with their football team, or with my high school's football team when I was a senior, and we didn't have a trainer. It was just me really by myself, so I had to go on YouTube and do a bunch of research to kind of help the guys out as best as I could. And I obviously did the work of any athletic trainer minus paperwork. When I was in high school, obviously I did the water, Gatorade, I did our laundry, I would wrap people up, everything, all of the above. And seeing my jump from teaching myself to going into an internship like this, I feel like is preparing me heavily, because the things I've seen in this internship, and even before, because I have interned at this specific athletic training room before, has blown my mind. And I feel like has prepared people who or is preparing me versus people who have never seen anything like this before, because I deal with things, or I dealt and finished there, but with things from all sorts of like from here to here. I obviously would do small things like laundry. We would put our taping stuff away, like cleaning the training room, doing water, covering games, taping, to acting in real life situations. So don't really want to give details because of privacy reasons, but to athletes going down during a game, to injuries where we have to react quickly with splint bags, with calling the ambulance, calling 911, being able to hold down a cervical spine, learning that in the training room and then taking it out onto the field is an experience I feel like is heavily preparing me for what I'm going to do, because this is what I want to do and this is what my goal is too. So putting myself in the situation as an intern where I have a lot of responsibilities, because I was considered a senior intern, where I have a lot of responsibilities, but not obviously ones of a certified athletic trainer, to where I'm experiencing these responsibilities, experiencing, like I said, game coverage, coming up with rehabilitation programs, being responsible for them, obviously with clearance and making sure everything is approved, but getting the opportunity to think of it on my own and really do it by myself is preparing me for the real world life experience when I do become a certified. And I do believe that this experience, on top of the ones I'll have from here on out, are preparing me for exactly what I want to be and where I'm going to be in a couple years. So yeah. And our last question is how a multidisciplinary approach to kinesiology can strengthen your professional practice. So, like I said, I've interned at this training room before and like with the training room stuff before. Unfortunately for me, I haven't been able to, I have not had the opportunity, but I have stuck with the like athletic training field specifically, because in the spring I'm going to be interning with Cal State East Bay athletic training. I haven't really crossed paths with other like fields in kinesiology, so I've encountered many people who have like spoken to me about physical therapy clinics, or like surgical sites with just sports, like with just athletes. We had team doctors at my intern site, and I got a lot of insight about how their practice looked like, just treating athletes as doctors, right? So I don't personally have the experience of interning and experiencing different fields, but I have insight on every field. And I strongly, just with my insight alone, on top of if I were to have experience, strongly feel that understanding and knowing different aspects of the kinesiology field will build you up and will strengthen your knowledge to where you want to be, because it is important to, like, as a athletic trainer, to understand the role of a physical therapist, because that's exactly what you're doing when you're a trainer. Well, part of it, right, is physical therapy, or as a physical therapist, understanding kind of the realm of athletic training, because a lot of the patients you're going to see are they come in with sports injuries. So I do believe that understanding different aspects of different professions in kinesiology will only strengthen your your livelihood, strengthen your abilities, and strengthen your knowledge, and will realistically make you a better professional. And I would hope that for myself. Thank you.